All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Hello, Maree. Hello, Jazzy.
Hello, Lisa. Hi, everyone. Jasper's here to say hello. So,
Wonderful.
How have you been, Miss Elisa?
I have been doing good. I am very excited that things are moving, things are happening, and um, as long as things are moving, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
and I
So,
think that's right, isn't it? It's interesting because the only thing that seems to be on track is the number 17 drops. They just seem to be completely on the money as to what's going on, right?
is that a channel on Telegram?
No. We just can't say the letter. The number 17th letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but
Oh.
just even looking at the original ones,
Mm.
I'm going, oh, wow, this is actually happening now. Wow. So it's that has felt like, it sort of seems to be running to that, which is really, I'm finding that really interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So I feel that that's sort of got the essence of what's going on in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
So,
like I mentioned before, there is a lot of unrest and betrayal in the truther community. Um, and it's really interesting to watch it as an observer
yeah.
because I'm able to put it together that there's some type of energy going. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it's energy that these people are being manipulated or it's just the astrological stuff that's going on. I'm not sure.
I
But
think what's happening, or what happened for me, was all this old stuff was coming up. So it was patterns that I had to look at to release, because otherwise I'd go into a certain way of thinking, which would then bring about a certain type of behavior. And I went, So I would go in and do some work on it and release it and allow this new frequency to come in, because we're getting pushed. Like with this vibration, it's really pushing us. So some people snap because they're not doing that inner work, and so they sort of crack and they go into old patterns and old woundings, and it just makes it, I guess, more volatile when it's very public. So this is,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's unfortunate because you think that these people are um, they're spiritual, as they say, but then they lash out, right? And
Yeah.
so that's when you really realize, okay, they're not as
Yeah, I think that's
advanced
where,
as we thought.
exactly. And I think this is the difference, because people can be very spiritual, but if they're not doing their inner core work, if they're not looking at their patterns, if they're not looking at their pain body, then it doesn't matter how spiritual you are. We still live in this physical human body, and we've got lineage, and we've got trauma. We've got things that we just need to go in, just accept them, thank them, let them go, and that's what really helps us then to move with that frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Yeah.
they're not. A lot of people don't do that. They get caught up in the emotional body. They get caught up in their pain, and there is a difference between the two, of doing that work. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's something going on, guys, out there. I
Mm.
think they're really getting pushed, and um, it's unfortunate to see it um, play out in front of everybody, right?
Yeah.
It's very public and, yeah, not very spiritual, in my opinion.
No, and I
That's,
just feel
that's all
sad
I
for
have to
them,
say. But
because that probably is not their intention. It's just happened. It's accumulated, and
yeah,
they don't know what to do with it once it gets to a certain point. It's just gone over the
yeah,
over the edge. So yeah, so
yeah.
I have a lot of compassion for them,
Yes,
to be in
yes,
that situation, because it's not
yeah,
nice.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, no, you're
Uh,
right. There's definitely a lot of energy pushing people.
and
Oh.
so I guess Swiss Cadet Lottie, it looks like your sister was on the dream with the dream team.
That's right. So it was beautiful. So Space Cadet Lottie had put a question up about her sister the week before, and we missed it. So we put it up yesterday, and talked through it with her, and just gave us some some help and whatever. And so that's really nice that she's actually found that useful, Space Cadet Lottie. And thank you for the feedback. That's really beautiful. So
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
she was very overwhelmed, her big sister. So yeah, that's great. So, and that's what it's about, guys. It's about helping people. so keep coming and jumping on that Dream Team show, because some really good stuff's coming up. So yeah, and we're loving it. So thanks to everyone that comes along. It's just it's
absolutely fun. It helps them, guys, for you to be there, because they need the live feed, right? So
yeah, and the dreams beforehand, it's really good, because people that can't get on are sending dreams or questions beforehand to my email address or on the link, and that's really awesome, so to be able to help people that can't be on the same time.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't know how I missed it. I didn't forward your show ahead of time.
That's okay. It's okay. It was great. We had a beautiful crew on. It was really lovely. So yeah, it was really beautiful.
Good.
So that's
good.
Okay.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that feedback, Space Cadet Lottie.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's that's what I love about doing these shows. It's about helping people. That's it.
It is. It is about helping people, and I love doing that.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I don't see any questions. You guys, you can start putting your questions on there. Maree, if you don't have anything going on in Australia, we can then start with our main topic.
Sure. No, I've been noticing though, because I noticed the heading, because I don't look things up. I just try and go with my intuition on whatever you put up as a heading. I don't even know what the heading is half the time, but I did notice something about flights being delayed. And so I quickly checked, and it's been happening in Australia as well. So, and I was shocked, because I didn't know. And I went, oh, okay. So that's interesting. So there you go.
It is super interesting, because I want to know what's going on. There's something going on, and it's. I feel like it has to do with what we're waiting to happen.
Yes, I think everything has.
Yeah. So let's look and see.
Yeah.
If the crazy madness that's going on right now at the airports of flights being canceled and delayed.
Yeah.
It has to do with the military operation getting ready for the truth coming out, or getting ready for whatever is supposed to happen for the story. Let's call it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just see if that's a part of it, because there could be a couple of reasons. So we'll check in and see if there's more than one.
We're gonna have to go one by one for sure.
I love your backdrop, by the way. It's gorgeous.
Thank you. Octavia made it.
Oh, okay. So just tuning in. Yeah, that one wants to come out. Oh yeah, part of it is the Four of Wands. So this is it's a foundation made of fire. So it's action that's been taken to create a situation. So in the background, it always feels safe to me. So yeah, but definitely, because I was asking directly what you said about the military, is it an aspect of it? And it is. Okay. So that is an aspect of airports, but not all. Yeah, we've got our Page of Wands. So that's just a smaller part of it. So you can see how it's correlated there with the wands. So it is a small part of it. So not all that's been going on. So, which one's hot? Yeah, that one's hot. And we've got the Seven of Wands. And this is about keeping a situation under control, trying to keep it managed, trying to keep it in its truth. So, yeah, so that's definitely an aspect of it. So, I mean, we could ask what else is going on with it.
Yeah, what can the cards tell us about why? Maybe it can, I don't know. We'll see what cards come out, and from there we can.
Yeah. Well, I think in Australia it was a little bit different, because they've had like some striking action by the air controllers. Plus it was really windy. So they tried to put most of it on the wind, but there was something else going on as well. But so let's just check maybe for more the US or other countries where there's ongoing delays as well.
Yeah, because the excuse that they're doing on the news is that it's weather related.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah. Totally. So let's just see if now the only thing that's coming into my mind now, which I will ask a direct question on. Remember how our banks went down here, and what kept coming up in the cards and in my intuition over the past few months anyway was, first of all, it would be around these cyber attacks. So I'm wondering if this is actually an aspect of it as well. If there's because it was saying yes, the financial would be affected, but that wasn't the first main thing. So, and it was coming up with this cyber issue that's been going on that they haven't told anyone about in the mainstream news. Yeah. Nine of Pentacles, we've got a very unique situation. That can be, I guess it's creating, can be affecting quite a lot of people, and it's in a reality. So yeah, and as I was saying, about they haven't been letting people know. It's all been underground news that's come through around these cyber attacks. So the Queen of Cups is actually looking at the situation, and there is some grief. There is some sadness going on from those companies. So, it's not been, what's the word? It hasn't been, but it's not being talked about with the public. I mean, there's stuff being released.
A video from an attendant, a flight attendant, and she's like, it is crazy out here. We don't know where we're going. Our flights are delayed. We're stuck in cities. We don't have hotels to go to. We're sleeping in cots in the airports. It's horrific. Like she was saying, like horrific for the flight attendants.
Wow. And I mean, if they're not getting looked after. Yeah. So, and we've got our Eight of Wands. So I feel that something could happen quite quickly. This is actually an action card. So whether it gets fixed quite quickly or whether it can escalate quite quickly, that's what's coming up. But it's still, the High Priestess has come up. So there's still a lot going on behind the scenes that people don't know about.
Yep.
So I reckon it could go one way or the other with this.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so weird. It's happening in every country though, because I heard someone was saying even in Italy and places like that, there were issues with some flights.
Okay. So did you want to ask if it was cyber attack related?
Okay, let's just see if it was actually, if a part of it sounds like there's a mixture of things that are going on. So with the first lot of cards saying that, yes, some of it was the military.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, let's just ask for a definite yes. Is some of this aspect with areas from a cyber attack? Let me just feel it. Oh, that one wants to come out. It looks like it, because the Three of Pentacles is my contract card, something that's going on. So this is, something that's in play. So and I was just thinking of the people, why they were doing it, and this is what their desire is. So whether it's the white hats,
what if they're switching over? What if they're switching over to Starlink now, to the new internet?
Well, so something's merging, because that Lover's card to me is always bringing something together, like the masculine, feminine. So it could be bringing the two together, and then the Wheel of Fortune. So something's definitely changing through this. Yep. Interesting
that they chose to do it on one of the craziest travel weekends for the US.
But what does that do, Elisa? It brings everyone's attention to what's going on. It affects people. It affects their hip pocket. It affects their holiday. So they react. And so it's saying, hey, there's something going on. It's not all happy roses out in the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Anyway, yeah.
All right. So let me go back and get some questions here. I know that a lot of people wanted to know about France.
Okay.
And what's going on
there. What's your understanding with all of that, Elisa? What have you sort of pertained from it?
I've just been watching it, observing, but not really just going like, okay, we're moving, we're going to where we need to go. This is what we want. We want people rioting. We want people standing up for their rights. We want people saying enough is enough. That's what we want. So I don't know. I just
because I was hearing that it was a lot of it was how they had all the immigrants coming through a couple of years ago. Because when I was there in 2020, just as the world was shutting down, we just got out. So I was there in that March, April, whenever it was. And the taxi driver was saying to us, because these guys were like begging on these, tall, beautiful black men were begging, and he was going, "This is what's happening." He said, "The refugees, the government's not supporting them. They've got nowhere to live. They can't get work. So they beg for money." He said, "I try and help them out because I know they're legitimate. But the thing is too, a lot of them apparently were Muslim. And so they're now the rhetoric is around that this is the rising up of those people that have maybe been suppressed for so long there, but it was all planned." So,
that
so
feels planned to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. When you say that, I feel like it's planted. Like like here, they were playing that game where they take the refugees and put them in a bus and send them to wherever. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. Was it Syria, when Syria went down, and then there was hundreds of thousands of the refugees that went across all of Europe, and then that's sort of caused this unrest and problems. But this is what I was just gleaning from it, just sort of watching underground. It was news. I thought, I'll just look like you. I'm just going to observe and see what's going on, and so let's just see if it was maybe planned, or if maybe this was planned beforehand by the dark hats, but it's actually being used now in a way to help to propagate the whole situation, because they were saying that they're going to shut down some of the internet there as well because of it.
That's what I heard.
And I'm going, how would that help? So
the idea was so that people couldn't put stuff in social media, so the rest of the world couldn't see what was happening there.
Yeah. Well, they did that in Australia when we had millions, and Australia's only got 25 million people in it. They reckon there was maybe 1 to 2 million people actually converged on Canberra from all over Australia. Australia's like huge. It's nearly as big as the US. So to get that many people to travel that far to converge in one place, they had the EMF machines set up. They were actually attacking people with those. They had they'd stopped the Wi-Fi. People couldn't get anything out from there. Yeah. So it sounds a little bit similar, like to that. So so you want me to ask if it was actually pre-planned, like from a Okay, let's see if this was a pre-planned aspect of the
if the refugee situation was pre-planned.
We got our 7 of Wands today. It looks like the card of the day. So this is again about trying to keep something in play or in balance that they want. And King of Swords. So to me, that's a yes card. So that's speaking truth. So it's definitely and Knight of Wands. Now this can be bringing a message or taking some action, but sometimes it's not what you think it is. So what was going on before was a little bit of a taking people down a track that we didn't know about. Okay, now this is really good. We've got the 9 of Swords, and I love it when this card comes up because it tells us not to worry. Yeah, and I think that's really important that that's come up now. So yeah,
absolutely. Okay, so then we can so are the people really, I would love to find out why people are revolting. Is it the government, or is it this refugee thing happening, or is
it both? Because I mean, the French are known for their standing up and speaking up against their governments. I mean, that's in their blood, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
they're very good at that. And so let's, I think, and it felt more like that was what was going on with all the lockdowns and everything. But this does feel slightly different. So let's just have a look and see. Is this more the immigrants that have come through? Is it more from that aspect about the government? Yeah, so I feel it's both, because we've got, I'm getting both, yes, because we've got our Knight of Pentacles who's bringing a message. So there's actually, this is what's going on, we don't like it. So it's both, because even these citizens don't like what's been done to them. So it is. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, look at that, 5 of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of action and change and real conflict going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both. Okay. All right. So what is it? What is the fate of France going to be?
Let's have a look and see. Look, I wouldn't like to be over there. I wouldn't like to be, anywhere near some of those places at all. I feel it's not very. It wouldn't feel great to probably be there and see that happening in your country. So let's just see what the outcome for France is. Should we do it over like 12 months maybe? Or do you want it closer?
Yeah, 12 months is good.
12 months. Okay, let's just see in 12 months. Let's have a little look-see as to what's going on in France. Yeah, you're hot. Okay, so yeah. So it looks like there's been a lot of conflict, like in the minds of people. So a lot of, oh my God, what's going on? Change. So there's vibes the change of the minds and the way people think. Military. So it looks like there's going to be some more control coming in from a different point, because that's my military card when we're asking questions like this. So,
so does that mean? Does that
be okay?
Yeah, is that going to be an excuse then for the good military then to come in, and the excuse, being that there's unrest?
Yes, because then we've got the Lovers card. So it's sort of bringing the whole project together. Okay. So it could take time. Like it might not just be settled overnight, but there's definitely, going to be an aspect of that. Oh, and look at this. Then we've got our 10 of Pentacles. So it's almost like it's going to bring, this is a good reality. So there's a lot of people involved in this. Yeah, and it's going to bring about more peace. So, but it could take a while.
Okay. Okay, very good. All right. Okay, so I'm going to see real quick if there's any questions.
I think there was one from Space Cadet Lottie.
Yeah. But is there any others from France? I don't see anything here.
No, that people, I think they're just talking here. But
okay, Muslims. So the next question was the fires. So the fires over here on this side of town, my understanding is, and let's see what the cards have to say, is that the fires actually are being done by the good guys. And what's happening is during the day, it's like it smells horrible. It doesn't smell like wood. But during the night, it's all clear. You can see the stars. Everything's clear. So is it the good guys trying to either do something militaristic so people can't see it, or is it just for people to start asking questions like, wait a minute, how is it that this is clear at night and not, like?
And some people were saying they could smell plastic burning or chemicals.
Like it was a chemical smell, not a wood smell.
That's so it's been just crazy stuff going on. I mean, it's really making people stop, isn't it, and go, what? So let's just see why. Let's have a look and see if we can get some insight into why. Oh, exactly what you were just saying is the truth, because that's yes, it's being done for that reason. There's as well, but I'm getting also, there's other stuff going on, because we've got our Queen of Wands. Mm-hmm. She's all about integrity. She's all about intuition. She's taking action. So there's good work going on somewhere as well underneath it all. That makes sense? Yeah. So let me just see if we can get a clarifying card on that.
Yeah, because I wonder if it has to do with taking care of politicians, or does it have to do with taking care of the little ones?
I would say it's a combination, because we've got our Empress, so it's an opportunity for things to be created, and to get, to create what they want, to get things in place. So I was feeling straight away the little ones, but it's caused chaos. That Seven of Cups, emotionally, it's caused a lot of chaos in people, which is what you need. You need chaos to break down, indoctrination and people that are not with the program. So this is what it's done, but they've been using it as well to help with whatever needed to be done in that area.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. The next question is from Freedom. Is the new Discover satellite showing us something real, or is it all fakes?
What? I'm sorry, I'm not up with the program. What's the Discover satellite? Is it something that? Do you know anything about it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. So Freedom, I'm just going to ask if it's real. How about that? Let's say, is it real? Because we don't know anymore what's real up there and what's not real up there. So we'll find out if it's actually a real thing first, and see where we go from there. So,
yeah.
Because I've not heard of that one.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe it is, because the Strength card has come up.
It is what, real or fake?
It's real, yeah.
Okay.
So this has been the Seven of Pentacles has come up. So this is saying that it's been in the process for a while. Like they've had this on the go for a while. And I'm feeling that it's going to be used differently to what they're saying. And I was just getting that intuitively, and then the Temperance card came up. This is about having patience, because something's going to change, but it's being done from a higher aspect. So that was my intuition, and then I got this card, and I went, oh, that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like it's maybe a real satellite, but I feel they're going to use it for something different than what they're saying. Can you tell us, Freedom, what they're saying they're using it for? That'd be awesome. I'm intrigued now.
All right, so going back to Lady Hawk, she's saying the air where she is has tested positive for harmful chemicals. So I'm wondering if this is the bad guy saying that.
Yeah.
Or who's saying it and why, right? So just because they've said it doesn't mean it's true. So the question is, who said it tested bad for harmful chemicals? And if it did, if it did test for harmful chemicals, I forgot my train of thought now.
It's all right. I'm following you. So first of all, we'll just check first of all just that first question, and it will probably follow on.
Yeah, that if it's true that it tested positive for harmful chemicals.
Yeah. Okay, let's just have a little look. No, that one wants to come up. Okay. So it may have tested positive, but there's something hidden about it. So it's not as I'm getting it's not as bad as what we're thinking, because that 50-50 cards come up. I've got to ask questions here. This doesn't seem right. Now you think about all of that sky spraying they've been doing for years. There's probably more harm in that than there is in these long term. So so victory card. So it's not going to be a long-term problem. It might not be fantastic at the moment, but it's not as bad as they're saying, because that Six of Wands is my victory card. So that's probably good to know. So it's not going to be a long-term issue for people. And of course, if you've got asthma or things like that, you might get triggered by it. But it's going to be finished really soon, because that Ten of Swords has come up. So to me, that's when something's just finished, ended. So, So look, there's some issues, but not as bad as what is being said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, so now I have to get back to where I was. Okay. This one was from Maree, and I couldn't understand it. Our navel is seat of our soul. Oh, our navel. Okay.
Yeah, the navel chakra area, or a navel belly button area.
I was thinking naval, like Army, Navy,
Gotcha.
Is that why they use for many surgeries to mess with us? Oh, great question.
Yeah, is a good question. Have you got any thoughts on this, Elisa?
No, all I know is I did get a surgery that I used my belly button. Yes.
Did
So,
you? Because I did as well.
yes.
I had a hernia when I was a baby, umbilical hernia. So yeah. So but okay, let's just ask the cards. Actually, and then I might get Jasper in on this one as well. Oh, interesting. Yeah, tuning
Yeah, it's
into
a
that.
great question.
It is a great question. Okay, I'm getting a lot coming through intuitively, so I'll just see
Ooh.
what the cards bring up as well. Interesting, because the Ten of Cups has come up. So this is, to me, this can be very much emotional happiness and joy or whatever. And but it can also say that something's not quite right. And yeah, Queen of Pentacles. She's someone that has actually got a very strong reality, or looking or contemplating, what is it I need? And what I was getting intuitively was that's us. This is our feeling vortex area. So this is where we have links to everything, everyone. So we're usually impacted around that area. So this is, what I was seeing was like energy coming in, and then there's some distortion. So that's then could show up physically. So
Wow.
that's
So
what I
it
was
is
actually
the reason
seeing.
why they're using it.
So, but it does show up physically. Yeah, there we go. We've got a yes. It shows up physically. So that's why they do the surgeries. However, there can be a distortion within that energetic area. That is a very powerful area. That's navel to solar plexus area, really powerful, for our own self-worth. That's where we can have a lot of hooks and cords and some traumas in there. And then, of course, we have the physical aspect that goes with it. So that, Maree, is why I would say, because there often is energetic distortion, which then can turn into some sort of physical problem. So, because I mean,
Wow.
yeah. And imagine, look, like with birth, imagine, there is just the way that they cut the cord, they don't let it sort of naturally pulse out, all of those things with deliveries and birth, that can cause some energetic trauma as well around that area. So, yeah. So that's what I was just
What a
getting.
great
So,
question, Maree.
really great question. So it's not necessarily to mess with us. It's sort of the other way around almost. There's already been a messing with.
Okay. So our next question is from Kathy. Is RK Jr. really in with good intentions? I like him, but I guess she's not sure.
Not sure. Okay, let's have a look and see, Kathy, about our Robert Kennedy. Let's see what the cards can tell us. Is he on the side of truth and goodness? We'll ask that first. And then, okay. So interesting. King of Cups has come up. So this to me is when it's an emotional aspect. It's a very strong aspect. So, but something's hidden. The same with the Page of Swords. So what he's doing, because that Page of Swords is about maybe not quite telling the truth, but he's doing it deliberately. So it's because they're soft yeses, and I was getting, even as I was pulling them, there's something else going to come up in these cards. It's not going to be a straight yes. So yeah, but he's part of this group. He's part of the White Hats. He's part of the military, but he's doing it in a way that can capture more people from a different angle. So he is, but he's definitely on this team, because that was my next question.
Okay.
So yes, yeah. So don't worry if something just feels a little bit off or whatever. It's how it's meant to be. Yeah, that's exactly how it's meant to be, but it's all perfect.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay, what's going on with the light ships over UK? The skies are full with benevolent star beings, physical and non-physical ships.
Yeah. So Space Cadet Lottie, I don't know if you were watching when we did that show, and I got Jasper to do bring through whatever was coming through, and he took me right back up over the earth, and then almost pulled me into another dimension at the end, and there was spaceships everywhere, and they were just watching us with so much love and so much joy, and really observing but supporting. and I was almost shocked there was so many. So I feel this is happening all over the earth is what I'm getting. They're obviously in that next dimension, but they're here. So they're watching the best show on earth. Do you want me to tune in with Jazzy and just see what comes through? Yeah, come on, Jazzy, you do some work today. All right. Wow. So he's showing me this beautiful white cloud of energy. It's like you'd see at the top of a volcano. Like that's what it looks like if I'm looking down on it. And it's just filtering through to Earth. And it's like these beautiful ships are really just, it's like they're holding that space for us. It's really beautiful. Yeah, and it's time. It's time. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, they're there for us. They really are. And it's like they all know what's going on. Oh, I'd love to go up into one of those ships and just be there for 10 minutes.
Oh my God, right? And we probably do. We probably do.
I know I've done it in my grittings and stuff, and I know I've had them come here, and yeah, I agree. So that's why Space Cadet Lottie, they're on fire at the moment, literally. They're just strong.
Yes, fantastic. Very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Freedom wants to know if it's a good idea to get a satellite phone to prepare. And I think that's going to depend on where you are, where you live, and what's going to happen around you.
Correct. So, yeah, and Freedom, I would just go with your intuition on this one because, as Elisa says, it's really individual. Like for me personally, I'm not going to be bothered. But if you've got family that you're concerned about and you're not near or whatever, and you really feel it would make you feel better, then that would be the logical way to go. But personally, I'll be like, oh, it might be nice to not have any contact or phone for a while. But but it depends on your situation. So yeah, so I would just go inside and just tune in with your own wisdom and just see if it's something you really need. It's not something I'd personally get. So, just it depends on your situation. Yeah, it just depends on your situation. 3 of Cups, which is you'll feel good if you do need it and you get it. And if you don't, you'll feel good because you didn't need it. So
it's whatever reality you want to create, know. So, okay. And I want to revisit okay, so Lady Hawk is saying that her group was the one that tested the air.
Yeah.
For the chemicals.
So there are chemicals there, Lady Hawk.
So, so please explain further. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what the cards were saying was, yes, there's definitely chemicals there, but it's not going to be as bad as what you maybe think long term. That's what it was coming up with. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, and like I said, look at what they've been dumping on us and putting in our food and our water for years. So, but if you're concerned, get something that helps you to breathe or filter the air, absolutely, or whatever. But
I think what she's trying to say is that, like the good guys wouldn't put out chemicals like that, is what she's saying.
Okay.
And the cards are saying it was the good guys. So she's trying to understand.
Let's have a look at that and see if again they've taken a black hat operation and turned it. So because that's what they've done with a lot of things, right? So I mean, people are talking about that chemicals or those explosive stuff that went missing off the train. Did you hear something about that? There was yeah. So you sort of wonder, don't you, or what their view, or is it just the everything that's treated now? Because a lot of pine, a lot of wood is treated with chemicals. For over here, I know a lot of it's treated for white ant. We have white ant, and that can be quite toxic. So hi, Indy. So look, and it could be that could be part of the fire and the burning off as well. So because there's such big fires. So so look, it could be a combinations of things. Yeah. Look, I feel it's part of the fire because we got it's like it's not going to be long term. Again, that Nine of Swords card has come up. It's not going to be long term, so you don't have to worry. But yes, it's a combination of just all the stuff that's burning, coming through and releasing chemicals and toxins. So it's not something they wouldn't deliberately go and put toxins there to come through the fire. It's
that makes sense. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So, and then we've got our beautiful Hanged Man. So this is about just give it some time. It is going to clear. It's part of the fire releasing from all of this burning off of this wood or
bad things,
plastics, and so that's why the cards were saying it's going to be okay long term. Just look after yourself. If you need to wear a filter or something to breathe, do it.
Yeah.
So and it's great that you're actually testing it, so to see what's going on, but don't let it take you into fear. It's going to be okay long term.
Okay, very good. I'm glad
that helps clarify a little bit.
Yeah. All right, let's see. For Jasper.
Okay.
What is the golden light or the people of the golden light?
Okay, Lorianne, let's have a little look and see what Jasper can tune into with that. And I guess with the golden light or people of the golden light, that could probably cover quite a few different aspects of energy. But I'll just ask Jasper if there's anything specific that he wants to bring through with that. Okay. So he's actually saying that we all have that golden light within us. He's actually showing me some people it's more expressed, and some beings that's their ray of light is golden light. And he showed me, it's like, I always call it Christ consciousness, that beautiful golden light, and that's coming through more and more. That golden light, actually, it's a good question, because now it's definitely coming through more and more. And he's going, yes, and he was showing me that this beautiful gold is coming through. So we also are activated with that for this Christ consciousness that is happening within us all. But there are some beings, obviously, that is their ray, their golden ray is where they come from. So that's what he's showing me. So I hope that helps. So, yeah.
Okay.
She said like an ET group, maybe. Yeah, so they're beings that are in that frequency of golden light.
Okay. So she says, okay, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Thanks, Jazzy. Because I didn't have a clue. I was just going, all right, we'll just see what he shows me.
So I want to ask the cards. Today I'm going to leave 10 minutes early because I'm going to go see the moon go over the water, like rise, like the sunrise.
It's full moon, of course. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. And it's at 8 o'clock, so I need time to get to the beach. But so the next question I had for you was, it seems like there's a lot of things happening right now, and I'm seeing videos of Army tanks and, National Guard tanks going in downtown LA. So what's going to happen this week? What can the cards tell us about this week?
Okay, sure. It was really interesting. As you started, I don't know if you noticed, but this one just flew out. And I went, I better just hold it. It's our Six of Swords. So we're going into better waters. We're going over stormy seas. We're going into a better place. So look at that water there. That's really rough. And then look at the calm water on the other side.
Yes.
So I'm getting a huge download as we're talking about this. So there's definitely something moving. Let's have a look and see what the cards can tell us about it. So you're sort of asking directly about the military and everything that's going on, right?
Yeah, just
or just in general.
Well, not military wise, just in general with this storm, right? The storm is upon us, kind of thing. Is it what's going to happen this week?
Okay. We've got our Nine of Pentacles. So to me, this is always something very unique, things we don't expect, but things that are also going in the right direction because it's abundance as well. So it's that's a really good card. We've got our Temperance card again. So everything's coming from a higher place, but we have to be patient. there's changes definitely coming, but we have to have patience because things are in place. So I think, just having that patience and knowing that things are coming from a high place and we don't have to worry. God, this has been a big card today. So no worrying, guys, none at all. Everything's in place as it's meant to be. So you just sit back, be the observer, make sure you're looking after yourself, looking after your energy field with your white lighting, and you're connecting into nature, and staying in joy. And I know I've felt a bit tired the last few days and stuff, and that's okay. Just let yourself rest. Don't sort of panic about anything, because it looks like everything's on track for this week.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for today.
Right. Do you want to come up so you're the same size as me? So when you say goodbye, people see you.
Sure.
And your beautiful face.
All right.
Yay.
So, yep. I have to go because I want to see. I've never seen the moon rise like that before, and now that I, live a minute from the beach, that I can just go real quick on my bike, I can watch it. So
it's like magic. I used to live on the beach, and had a beautiful double house, and right over the ocean, you could see this full moon. Ours comes up quite early. It comes up like at about 5:30 or 6 o'clock when the full moon comes up. Yeah. And probably one of the most magical times of my life was watching that moon come up over the ocean. So I am so excited for you.
Yay!
Yes.
So that's I'm gonna go do. Everybody, don't forget, if you want a reading by Maree, go to magicmaree.com. And thank you, Jazzy. Thank you, everybody, for participating today.
Yes, thanks, everyone. So nice to see you all here.
Stay high vibrational, and we will talk about Scientology next time.
Cool. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.